Lotto's surprise happy announcement just got overshadowed by her unfortunate attachment to an alleged married man.
This is very interesting because I saw this young lady move from win to win, from win to win. And initially, when we first discovered Lotto on Jermaine Dupri's The Rap Game, oh, that girl came with the skill. So much so that she even won that first season. And I was so proud of her because what happened was the award for that win was to be signed by Jermaine Dupri. And this girl said no. She did not want to be signed by his company. And what happened after that? Well, this young lady went on to release her own single in 2019. And baby, she received double platinum certification. And the rest is history. So I had such high hopes for her. I mean, she is too pretty to have involved herself with an alleged married man. And we all know the background behind that and the history and everything. He already has, children. And I'm telling you, this was no surprise about what she revealed today with the bump. It was no surprise because her fans were always speculating about it because we know the history between her and allegedly Savage.
21 Savage, yeah.
21. Okay. I said that the way I wanted to. Okay. So exactly. 21 Savage. We know the history. And so people were like, we know it's him. We know it's him. And then when she made the big reveal, she showed and there was a hand. And everyone was like, yeah.
Those are his tattoos. Those are his tattoos on his hand. And also, she did like a scrapbook and she was putting the baby pictures of mommy and daddy up there. So she had her baby picture and what looked like a baby picture of 21 Savage right next to her as the parents. So it's like she's basically, again, confirming all about herself because he never, ever, ever says anything or even makes allusions to her in any of the interviews he does or anything like that. But Lotto is forever dropping hints. Like she just did it with the TMZ impromptu interview. It's allegedly impromptu. But she was coming out of some building and then she told them she was going to have dinner with her husband. And this was like last year, around September 2025 or something. She was going to have dinner with her husband. And so the TMZ person was like, well, are you tired of people talking about you and you know who? And then Lotto was shaking her head, no. And so the TMZ person gets emboldened and she's like, oh, so 21 Savage. And then Lotto goes, my man, like that.
Right.
Yeah. So here she is again. She's advertising. She is basically saying, claiming him all the time. Whereas he is completely
oblivious.
Yeah, and he never ever says anything connecting him to her. The most that people have kind of shown or seen that he has some sort of connection with her is they think they spotted a tattoo of her real name, her government name, behind his ear. The same way she has a tattoo of his real name behind her ear. But they think they saw it. They don't know if it's true, but they think they saw that. But here you have another beautiful, accomplished lady on her way up and has attached or tied herself to a man who is in no way on her caliber. It doesn't matter that he is in, the rap game and, has some fame with it. His personal life seems to be a shamble. No one really even knows if he's married or not. They're getting that because at one point in the interview, he said that he was a married man with the family. a few years ago. Now, the thing with that is, we know how all these celebrities out here have kind of taken that and co-opted what marriage really is. So they call now people out here wifey and husband, and there's no actual marriage to go with. So we don't know. No one knows if that's true. No one's seen a marriage license. But what we do know is he does have 3 little ones, and by allegedly 2 different women. Lotto's, if this is the truth, it seems like she's confirming it, then this is going to be his 4th child with now 3 different women. He has all this drama going on. Meanwhile, Lotto, free and fancy and clear, has attached herself to something like this. When she made that initial decision, what you were talking about earlier with not signing with Jermaine Dupri.
Right.
For that, you see how she was able to clearly make a great decision for her life. She got out of that possible, what could have been a bad deal for her, and she went and was catapulted to success that she probably never would have reached signing with Jermaine. Meanwhile, what was it, like a year later, she ends up working with 21 Savage on a song, and now here she is and attached herself to this man like this.
And now here we are in a situation. We have yet another beautiful, talented young lady who has so much going for her. And what happens? Again, someone comes into her sphere, and then there is an attachment that could have been said no to, just like initially she said no to with that record contract. Exactly. That she was offered, and that was such a smart thing to do.
Right.
And so she had it going for her in the smarts. She has it going for her in the talent. She has it going for her in the looks. So many things. And yet, once again, we see someone attaching themselves to a beautiful young person that is making moves in her career. And why does this continue to happen?
Exactly. And so with this announcement that she made, it could have been, or it should have been, something that, it's a happy announcement. That's why they call it that for a reason.
Yes, it is.
It's something you're supposed to see mommy and daddy together making this announcement. Yes. You're supposed to see all this. He's supposed to be just as excited. But yet here she is by herself making this announcement. She was saying how she had to keep quiet for so long, and now she finally feels free that she can come out here and say this. And, meanwhile, she's out here making this announcement by herself. And then, lo and behold, here comes some other dude. I think his name is Le'Veon Bell. He's like a former football player or something. And he had the nerve, when his whole life is in shambles right now, allegedly, because of some allegations against him by his own cousin that he had a default judgment against for like $22 million. So he's not one who can really talk on the situation, and he doesn't have a high ground to stand on in this. But here comes another person like that, and now saying something like, Lotto just announced she's pregnant by a married man with 3 kids and made it part of her album rollout. And that's who's today women look up to.
And that is very interesting that, he would have a nerve to say something like that,
Right.
And this young lady already is in a state of decision and in a state of, okay, how is this going to look from here on out? And she certainly doesn't need anyone who is in a situation himself trying to say something against her.
But you see how this type of relationship that these young ladies get themselves entangled in, it makes them, I guess, open season for any loony who wants to say anything, because there's no protection from her from 21 Savage. Is he getting ready to come out and make a statement after all these years of silence for her?
That's a good question.
Here's another man who refuses to love a woman publicly, even though she's out here doing everything to show that she loves him. And I'm telling you, that scripture, we talked about it in Isaiah, where it's like 7 women to 1 man, and they just want to be called by his name. Just say, let's say you my man. Let me just get that. Because when Lotto made this announcement, the one who most people think is 21's wife actually went and liked the announcement.
Yeah, that's what they said.
So people trying to figure out, what does that mean?
And that's why we're like, what is really going on? What kind of messy entanglement is this? Mm-hmm. But whatever it is, it doesn't matter, because Lotto still can do so much better for herself.
Yes, she can. And hopefully this new baby is going to give her the strength to really love herself. That's sometimes what that does for women. It gives them inner strength, inner fortitude that they did not have before, because she doesn't have to accept this low standard of relationship, this low standard type of love, this low vibrational so-called love.
Exactly. She is too pretty, she is too talented, and she is too smart. That's right. I said it. She is smart. That's it. That's all.
All right. Let us know what you guys think in the comments. Remember to like, subscribe, and hype up the video for more. Thanks for watching.